Oh, so no new link?
Well, will be a new link. But
Okay, got it.
So, hello. So we're gonna have to let people know in the other spot that the link. I'm so sorry, everyone. I thought I had this set up correctly, and I didn't. I'll just put it in here. If anyone's there yet. Oh, I guess we could have multiple laptops if you guys. Well, I guess you.
Yeah, I'll use my phone. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna hear.
That's gonna.
I don't know how to see like. Oh, we've got some people here. Hi guys. I think that's like the number of people. It's about. Let's see both of us. Let me post this on Facebook too.
I thought you said use different cameras.
Yeah.
So that'll make it simpler.
So we're just getting set up a little bit here. We're gonna start for real in a second. Sorry, y'all. We'll also give a couple minutes for people that are showing up.
You can sit right here, maybe.
You guys want
Yep.
Oh yeah, you guys want to do it over there? It's okay, thank you.
We just want to stay out of your way, so you've got everything under control.
Okay.
Let us know if we can move anywhere.
Oh, whatever you want to do.
I'm not sure how to join the video. I'm on the wrong link. Let me click on that.
How are you guys all doing today? Well, I don't know where the chat is. We just lost someone. How can
My microphone because we'll show them.
Do you want to be like, or I guess both of you, like the official like comment reader or like, or the unofficial comment reader?
Yes.
Okay. We'll be the official comment reader.
I'm going to mute my mic on my phone so I'm not echoing on your laptop. Can't figure out how to do that.
Hi everyone, I see more people coming. Sorry, we're having a little bit of delay here because we had to change the link because I am not really that technical and I totally messed it up. So let's see if I can.
Well, that makes sense. Good. Okay.
I want to see if I just scheduled a tweet and I want to unschedule it, but I don't know where it went. How are you all doing today? Tell us. Well, I mean, if it feels weird and you're not comfortable with it, but tell us the general where you are from in the world generally, and then like what the weather is like here currently. It's on the East Coast and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds outside, but there are birds. And there are two other people here, but they're kind of being shy, I guess.
Hello. Hi.
So,
come here, Brandon.
Brendan and Brandon. Brandon, some of you may have heard this name before. So I have a confession to make.
Oh no.
And this is that I have contributed to the patriarchy because I have talked about our top patron, the world deity, Brandon. Technically, it is both Brandon and Brennan because they are married. So they're both technically the top patron together. I've neglected to say Brennan's name.
And
so
it's been keeping me up at night. I've been really mad about it.
So in that way, I have contributed to the patriarchy. I'm so sorry. But that is a joke.
Slash us.
So this is so awkward because I don't know how to unschedule the tweet. So maybe it'll just go out. And, who cares? Maybe just in 30 minutes I'll go and just delete it.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll remind you at the 30-minute mark.
Okay. Oopsies. So you guys can, like, at any time you want, just ask questions to any of us, to me, Brendan, or Brandon, and we'll read the comments and then we'll, like, respond to them and stuff like that. But then we're also going to kind of do some discussions too, and I would love to hear you guys also give answers to them. Just whatever your thoughts are on certain things, and then we'll while you're typing, we'll discuss it as well. But let's do a little oh, wonderful! So we can see the comments. Addison, my brother, says happy birthday.
Of course.
I hail from. What type of tea should I have? Oh, I forgot. I was
You're
gonna
gonna
bring
have tea?
Oh, well, I was gonna bring out the sodas. You guys don't have it now. Have it later.
Yay.
Okay.
I'll go get them. Just tell me where they
Okay,
are.
sure. They're in the fridge. So we have our celebratory sodas that we're drinking. And did you want to have something?
Oh, I don't know.
Did,
I didn't know there was gonna be a test.
she said that she was bringing a drink for you, but I don't know.
Oh.
Did she? Did you bring a drink for Brandon?
I forgot to.
Oh, I guess you just have to be the outsider to our festivities.
That's fine.
Okay, grand.
Oh.
So a little bit of like an icebreaker. Are there any books, movies, games, anything like that coming out that you guys are looking forward to? Anything that's like coming out soon that anyone's excited about? There's rarely any movies that I'm excited about, but there are lots and lots of books that I'm always excited about coming out. Y'all be so chill.
Horizon 2.
Horizon 2? Is that a game, Steven? Steven said he's looking for it. That sounds like a game. See, I'm not that very knowledgeable about games. And Addison, you can have whatever type of tea makes you feel good.
Were there more
Oh,
sodas or are
shoot.
these the sodas?
These are the sodas. Oh, we need a thing to open it.
I think they're twist off, but I could be wrong.
I
Yeah, they're
have-
twist off. There you go.
Yeah, I need to have long sleeves to do. Oh, thank you.
Magic.
So this is Jamaican ginger beer, which I've
Be
never
very
had before.
cautious. If it's the kind I'm used to, it'll burn your throat.
Okay. Just watch season 2 of the what is that? Of the OA.
Oh, this is milder than I'm used to, but still really good.
That's a very interesting strong taste.
Yeah, this is nothing. This is baby formula.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of something that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I guess I'm looking forward to Endgame, but I'm not usually into Marvel. But it was definitely want to find out what happens.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, and they're like, let me see. I'll just look on like what my
You're looking forward to reading Priory of the Orange Tree.
yes,
But that's
which
not coming out.
that already just came out. I also really wanted to read the Afterward that came out
The
recently. It's like it's like female nights and stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
It sounds
interesting.
fun. Yeah. Ooh, it's different. Yeah. Also, another question is if there's anything that you guys have like read or played or seen recently that you really recommend that you think is really good. I would love to know.
Steven says, yes, Horizon Zero Dawn was game 1, 2017.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice little oh, Mice and Men. I've been meaning to read that too. Did you ever read Grapes of Wrath by the same
No,
author?
but I mean to.
That was fantastic. I really like that one.
Oh, and then also Black Leopard, Red Wolf. That one I think is already out, but I'm really interested in that one too. It's like it's kind of like a epic fantasy style, but it's taking on a lot of African mythology. I can't remember like what part of Africa, but I want to say West Africa. I might be wrong, but that's cool. I guess a lot of my stuff on my to read list has already come out, but yeah.
Steven recommends Horizon 2.
Check it out, he says.
Oh, I think that is actually on my to play list.
Really?
On my to play.
Nice.
Yeah. What did you like about it? Yeah, I will definitely make sure. That's like one of the things I really love gaming, but then I tend to not
Actually,
play
devote the
games.
time.
Whenever I have the time, I just end up reading books or maybe I'll watch movies. But I feel like I always mean to play more games because I find games to be like, especially if there's a story to it, I find it to be really really cool and inspiring like medium of.
There's some really
entertainment.
amazing stories in video games.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's because it's kind of like a long time commitment, but that's
Yeah.
silly because so is books.
It's also an energy commitment because with a book you're just sitting there, but sometimes with games you have to be like precise and careful and quick
It's true.
sometimes. So
It does take a little bit more attentiveness and
Exactly. Yeah, I don't usually have that energy.
I get stressed sometimes when I usually like get really into it. So I'm just like, reading's easier.
Mhm.
Well thought out, excellent written story of a real society post-apocalyptic. Oh, okay, that sounds really cool.
That does sound
That's
good.
really, really cool. And character was even like
No.
amazing. Wow. Okay, another one. Does anyone have any like podcast recommendations? Like any sort of I've weirdly like not been listening to podcasts a lot lately. I know, right?
For shame.
I was listening to them a lot when I started the podcast, but I don't know. Anyone listen to any interesting, whether it's like a story one or even just like a writing thing or a book thing? I don't know. Anyone have any recs? More than 2 acts. Cool. Well, I'll definitely make sure to play that.
I've not been listening to podcasts lately either, to my shame. So I have no recommendations.
Side note, so Steven Escobar, who's on the chat, I
Mhm.
think I met him around the time I met you.
Really?
Yep.
So he's an old friend too. Man, I
Mhm.
guess we're rivals, Steven.
Yep.
We have to fight for her attention now. Are you free Friday for a brawl in the street?
Oh no. Okay. So make me get a little bit more in depth, I suppose. So talking about the podcast specifically, is there anything that any of you all have listened to, or like any ideas that came up that people discussed like during the first 2 seasons, which is all the ones that have come out, that that really kind of changed your thinking about something, or that really challenged you, or just anything that kind of really like challenge you or change your thinking? I don't have any other words, but please watch the OA. Addison, what does that stand for? The OA.
Something that stood out to me, it didn't like challenge me per se, but like in the episode we listened to it in the car, it was about I think that like females in the movie industry or whatever. Do you remember what that was called, or who was it?
Women in film, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Just something that stuck with me was the anecdotal thing about the woman who's explaining on set, like how like her male counterpart or like they like choked her or something, like they were going for like
Yeah.
something really intense and realistic, and like of course I knew consciously that things like that happened, of course, but
Mhm.
that it was so like common or prominent or accepted was kind of startling to me, I guess.
Yeah, it was for me too.
Yeah.
I think I was very much like not aware of that.
Yeah, I thought like of course that happens in like really shady industries, but I got from the story the impression that happens like a lot and in less shady industries. So, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah, it's same. Like I don't know the frequency. I always
Yeah,
think she was
the
just giving.
stats,
She
yeah.
was just giving like an economic, like a. I said economic.
Anecdotal.
Anecdotal. It's close. Those like similar
Yeah.
sounds or
Almost
whatever.
same realm.
Yeah.
But so Addison says it's about a blind. Oh, what the show's called. So the OA. I was relieved to hear how thought out some of the authors took their beliefs. It wasn't reactionary as much as thoughtful and forward thinking. It's about a blind lady who goes missing for 7 years, and then when she suddenly reappears, isn't blind anymore and won't tell anyone what happened. That's actually pretty intriguing.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen a trailer for a season or something. Yeah,
That does
sounds
sound
familiar.
really cool.
Okay.
Is it on Netflix or has it come out yet? Does anybody know? The OA. What does it stand for?
That's what I asked. He said that's just what it's called.
Oh.
I've asked it like 3 times.
Rude. Netflix.
Netflix,
Nice.
okay,
Okay,
cool.
I'll look into that.
Cool.
That does sound good.
I do trust Addison's story recommendations.
I never trust anything he says at this point, so I thought he was just making it up, and I was waiting for the punchline that.
It is true that half the things he says online are untrue.
Okay.
I will let him defend himself, but that's true that they are untrue. But when he gives a recommendation,
That's usually worthwhile.
Brendan is fine. When he gives a
I'm
recommendation,
on to you, friend.
yeah, because Addison's pretty picky, like I am with stories. So,
Fair enough.
all right, cool. The OA is good. Has there been? I don't know if anyone else wanted to respond to that about like things that. Actually, let's keep on that topic for a little bit. Like things that maybe you learned or that challenged you or whatever. I'm going to think for a second, try to see if I can give some good examples. So I feel like there's a lot.
Could you pull up the list of the recent episodes?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's jog
wanted
memory.
to peruse. Yeah.
Strong female characters. I know
Oh, yeah.
talked about that, but that's a lot more nuanced. Which everything's more nuanced than the first years, but yeah, that particularly is interesting. And now whenever I see a female character in any sort of popular media, I always stop and consider like what sort of character she is, like, and like whether she's a dynamic character in addition to being like a physically imposing character, or what combination of traits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the list. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, let me look at it too, unless you already closed it.
I really need to catch up on these because some of the recent ones, like the names are familiar because I was like, oh, I gotta listen to that, but I never actually got around to it. So I have some catching up to do.
A funny side note is the fact that like every single one of them is marked as explicit, and definitely they're not all explicit. And I feel bad if some people will be like, if someone's like, they're like, oh, I'm on an explicit. It's literally just that I have terrible memory because some people do swear on my podcast, and I sometimes swear. I'm not gonna like remember which episodes that happened. So rather than try to like mark certain ones as explicit, I just do all of them because I think Apple's really picky about that. Like I don't want to get in trouble with Apple.
That's a smart move.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Woman in Film, that one was really good. Oh, Tasha Suri's episode, the South Asian Fantasy, that one was cool to me because I had never really been introduced to the idea of like I didn't know I've been very ignorant about like Hindu culture at all. And the way she talked about kind of like the style of their epics and like the mythology and everything, I just got really intrigued. And so I should tell her this actually, because I'm planning to read some of the like actual classic Hindu epics very soon, and I'm really excited. I'm going to hopefully start one of them like next week. Yeah.
Ambitious.
Gotta watch
Bahubali?
Oh, yeah. Tell me what that is, because I would love to. I would love to look more into some other media and stuff too. But I want to like start with the source, like kind of like what is it? Ramayana and
Mahabharata.
Those two.
Sounds right.
Those two. Those are the two big epics that I want to read. It's kind of like there's like the two main ones. So South Indian movie epic. Cool. I definitely will. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah. Trying to remember some other things that I think one of the things that was kind of challenging to me, and it's something that I've thought about a lot because I'm still not totally sure how I feel about it, was basically the idea of using, because it's very common when we're talking about going to other planets to use the word, or like colonizing a planet. And I can't remember who it was that said this. I think it might have been Dr. Darcy Little Badger. I think she was the one that brought this up, but it also might have been